Hello everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Today, probably going to have a couple of videos for you guys. We're going to start off with the patch notes. I'll probably have a guide for the event coming up for you guys and maybe a stream and an Atomic Shop update. Let's get into this. Patch notes first, guys. Let's do this. Okay, so we definitely have some interesting patch notes. Challenge events refreshed. Challenge events like Science of Love and Pioneer Scout Uncharted Lands have been a great way to gather the community together to earn some fun rewards. As they were, we felt that these events were easy for players to miss, which resulted in a lot of people missing out on unique rewards. We also saw that the system for unlocking the rewards created confusion whenever a new event kicked off. We're refreshing the challenge events to make it easier to know when one is happening, but also make it more straightforward to obtain the rewards. From here on out, challenge events are now called mini season, and you'll be able to find the latest one right next to the current season within the seasons menu. This is awesome. Season tickets are used to claim the rewards in the mini season. Completing all event challenges will give you enough tickets to unlock everything, but if you have enough tickets when the mini season starts, you can unlock all the rewards immediately. Just make sure to complete the mini season challenges to get your tickets back if your goal is to unlock all the season rewards in the main season. Outside of the changes noted above, the mini season experience remains very similar to the challenge events you know. Things kick off with a free reward, now obtainable through the mini season instead of the Atomic Shop, and challenge that requires you to wear the reward to complete it. After that, you complete the mini season challenges to obtain more season tickets to unblock the rest of the rewards. The first mini season starts today with Appalachian Outlaws. So it looks like we're gonna get like a little tab for this. I cannot wait to get into the game and actually check this out. There's a lot of interesting patch notes, but I think this is great. I constantly get comments about stuff that I have, you know, like the Mothman egg generator, basically. I know a lot of people want that, so now this is going to be your chance to get it, or maybe even that pink heart fireplace thing. A lot of people have seen at my camp. I know you guys have want that. This is going to be the way to get it, so this is awesome. Let's go. This is some good news today. The Big Bloom is starting on April 29th. I'm just going to leave this up here. I'm going to skip through some of these patch notes, but I will put everything on the screen in case you guys want to pause it. We already know about the Big Bloom event. Armor changes. Power armor no longer removes the Ghoul Disguise headwear. Vulcan Ultrasight Bracers radiation and poison effects are now properly identified as unarmed effects. Fixed an issue where the nuclear jetpack for the Civil Engineer Muni armor required you to also know Secret Service jetpack. So, nice to see that this stuff is fixed. And again, everybody, some of these patch notes I'm just going to run through very quickly. But again, you know, I did put them all up here for you guys to see. It's just I feel like we've covered some of this stuff in the past. So just pointing that out. Camps and workshops here, you know, they fixed the urinal apparently here. You know, the Thrasher egg can be displayed now. The piggy bank will no longer levitate slightly in your camp. Stuff like this. Nothing major interesting in there that I saw. Onslaught counter no longer desyncs and stacks properly based on what perk cards the player has and if they have the Furious Modded weapon equipped. Fixed an issue where VATS could target enemy limbs even if players didn't meet the proper requirements. Increased the base damage of the hunting rifle from 100 to 140 at level 50, proportionally increased at low levels. The hunting rifle prime receiver no longer provides an additional damage increase. This is now baked into the hunting rifle's base damage. Changed explosion spawn for following sources to target the center of its target instead of its feet. Collateral damage perk, circuit breaker weapon, and collateral damage legendary perk. So, definitely looking some decent changes here. I don't know about this Onslaught thing where I'm going to have to get in to test it. Like, I feel like I'm just figuring out the Onslaught thing. I feel like a lot of you may feel the same. So, yes, you know, I'm not really, you know, someone to learn something and read it so much. So maybe this will mean more to you than it will to me. But until I get into the game and actually check out the change, I won't really know too much. Yeah. Creatures and humans, Scorched Beasts will no longer spam their Sonic Blast attack. Super Mutants and other enemies once again award the expected amount of XP when running daily ops. This scared me when I read it. I thought it was going to say Westech. Glowing Hunter should now properly drop Glowing Blood rather than Glowing Blood packs. Feral Loss now counts towards the Kill a Loss challenge. Communists at Camp Liberty no longer spawn with broken weapons. So again, let's hope we can still get 4,000 XP per level 100 super mutant. The thing is, they don't usually always tell us the stuff they change, so I really hope the super mutants aren't, I hope we're still getting 4,000. I feel like it could be fixed. We will see. Items. Glowing bobbleheads should properly be granted from bobblehead boxes. Just miscellaneous fixes here. Players should no longer be notified of the canned cranberry relish being craftable recipe. I don't know if that happened to anybody else. It definitely happened to me. And incorrect movement controls while using a jetpack. So, if you're using a jetpack a lot, you may notice a difference after you get on here. Limb damage and crippling changes. We expect the changes below will make most enemies easier to cripple while making limb damage more consistent and predictable. It will also result in making crippling enemies like regional bosses more difficult, requiring more focused fire. These changes also allow us to remove cripple immunity from many creatures and leverage limb damage and crippling as more engaging ways moving forward. Weapon mods now granted a 20% chance to cripple, now increase limb damage by 50%. We're going to show those in a second. And removed immunity to crippled limbs for most enemy creatures. So, they are adding some of the limb damage changes here, guys, and it's actually good so far from what I've seen. I'm going to go over them quick shortly here, but yes, they're not implementing the whole system yet. This kind of scared me when I read this. I'm like, no, they're adding this stuff already. Like, I just got some builds going. If you're a heavy gunner build and you are familiar with my build, you may just want to upgrade one gun army, which we're going to talk about in a second here as well. So yes, you can see the changes they've made to the perk cards here. Again, I want to talk about the one gun army. They now added limb damage to it, so the perk cards just basically improved at this point. You do not have to upgrade it on the build I gave you. You can still use the level 1, which I think is on it, but it's probably not a bad idea to rank it to 2 or 3 if you can maybe take something else off. It may be worth changing Bloody Mess to level 1. So definitely going to have to test that. Mutation related limb changes, twisted muscles here as well as getting a little bit of a change. The standard 25% is now added with 50% limb damage. So just like the perk cards, and Strange in Numbers 35% melee, unarmed, and bashing damage is now added the 62% limb damage as well. So they're just adding limb damage to the crippling effects. We have some quest changes here as well, too. So if you're having any problems with these quests, hopefully you can hop on, once the servers go live and it's not a problem anymore. We have some weapon changes here. Nothing too, nothing really stands out to me too much here. It's nice to see the Patriotic Paint being able to apply to the combat rifle, as it sees there won't be much of a difference between those weapons in the future. We have a bunch of miscellaneous fixes here as well. Herbivore and Carnivore now properly double percentage based heal rates on related food items. Definitely want to see what that means. They fixed the Overgrown in City Hall becoming immune. It's very nice to see them fix that as well. Improve the loading time of the Atomic Shop, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Let's see that. Viper's 4-star legendary mod no longer applies bonus damage to NPCs that are immune to poison. Yeah. Can't say I've noticed that one myself. I'm sure it's maybe part of an exploit or something. And we have some perk card changes here as well, which may not be great if you're using radioactive strength. It will no longer apply to automatic melee weapons. I thought that was the bigger, note to point out there. And we have some UI fixes as well, which may not be, it may be, not be relevant to most people, but I am going to put them up here in case you guys want to read them. I will link this article in the description too in case you want to go through it, but I pretty much covered everything in it, or at least gave you time to read it. Really looking forward to getting back onto the servers. And how about Oblivion coming out today, guys? Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to try that game. I've never played it. Yeah, I'm excited, and let me know what you think in the comments as always, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Have a pleasant evening.